Well, it turns out it's butchering day. This guy has jumped his fence to get in with my cow. And she is a milk cow that, oh, I guess she freshened in January. I don't know if she's in heat or if it's just him in spring. He's panting. He wants to get his business taken care of, and she won't let him. And all of her hay and straw has been pushed over to either side from circling like this. We heard a commotion and came out to the barn, and this is what we found. So we're trying to get him out of there. It doesn't look like he's gotten to her, but he has been up on her back. So I don't think that he has bred her. I need the milk. I don't need another baby right now. And at this point, I don't need a winter baby being born. The good thing is they're unrelated. He's got a real beefy body. I'm just not wanting to breed her back at this point. It's earlier than I would like. So he's out. It only took like 15 minutes. I was able to tie Daffodil up at the back of the pen and kind of separate the two. But this is what happened, is he was reaching over down here and kept pushing on it until he was able to knock this off of its hinges. So the chain down here only slowed him down a little bit because it's wedged. But because he's a bull, we haven't cleaned out his pen in 8 weeks because there's no room for safety escape. And that allowed him to get up higher because that's a foot or two deep. Oh, the good thing is I was thinking, oh no, we're gonna have to butcher him tonight. He's safe in there. We're gonna back it up to the barn so there's no worry of the kids messing with anything. And he's gonna be in there in his stronghold, and it's got an inner door too that divides it and makes it smaller. So I'm gonna set up a butchering station, make sure the knives are sharp, get a supply of freezer paper. I bought like sandwich wrapping paper from Gordon's Food Services last year, and 2 years ago the meat freezer burned. It got stuck to the paper and it made it so unpleasurable to use. He's a bull and he's 2 years old. I wouldn't mind just grabbing a meat grinder from Marketplace or from the Sportsman's store and just grind them all in hamburger, because that's the one meat that we use the most. The meat processing is going on. This is what I wanted to show you. That's the best part about working in the house, is listening to her practicing the piano. So I thought I'd show you my assembly line of how I've been doing things. I just finished one of the hindquarters. I have the counter set up so I don't have to hunch over the table. It is the perfect height. And I will tell you, something we don't normally do is wear shoes in the house, any amount of shoes. I've just got some lightweight slip-on shoes. Helps to support your back and your body when you're doing it. The table's a little lower, so I am using it for wrapping. Now, this time I just picked up about 5 of these, and I'm hoping I'm going to make it. It's going to be pretty close. I probably should have gotten 6, but that's all they had. This freezer paper is, let's see, 75 square feet, 16.66 yards. So 5 of those for that big bull. He is probably 1,500 to 1,800 pounds, maybe more. We don't have a beef tape. All I have is a dairy cattle tape, and we don't have scales. So for home butchering, the weight didn't matter as much as the space. I cut and put my portions in here, and we just cut them into big chunks and then wrap them. If it looks feasible for steak, I can try to slice it into steaks, but mostly what we're looking for is crock pot meat, chopping it up, or ground beef. So this bin is all bits and pieces, real nice fat textured pieces that we will grind into hamburger. This is the first mostly beef animal that we've done, and it's got this real deep, nice, buttery fat in it. Real good. So then that's my stack of whole ones that will be roast sirloins, chop it up for stew meat, whatever. I'm not concentrating into cutting things into stew meat at this point. I'm doing my knife sharpening at the sink. We're cutting some smaller portions here and wrapping for the freezer. So this is what I start with. This is the other back leg. This is the last piece I have to do. This is day 3. So we killed and skinned and gutted on day 1. And I brought in the first front leg and started it. Did the rest of the front leg, the other front leg, the whole middle section on the second day. And this is the beginning of day 3. Beginning being, it's already 1:30. There was milk cows and, you know, other things to take care of this morning. So this was probably started by 11. We're not fast at it. We're not precise. We're not doing things with machines. We are actually deboning the whole thing. And when I'm done, this is going to be 3 sections of bone. And it's heavy. These back ends are way heavier than the front. Well, I've apparently gotten faster at my meat processing. That last leg only took me a little over an hour to debone it, separate the muscles. It probably would have been even less, but cleaning up after my husband, the dryness. That's one thing about hanging them outside, is that the wind will dry that outside layer, and I always have to skim cut that off. The cats love it. The freezer is totally full. We have got our own food security going on here, and it couldn't come at a better time. I am down to a couple packages of store-bought chicken. My hens are laying overtime, and I have way too many eggs. I can butcher my chickens. I can can the meat. I had 2 whole turkeys in here. I've got them thawing upstairs so I can do some more canned turkey tomorrow to have that space going on here instead. And then I can start in on grinding and canning anything in the meat department that I want. And my reward for doing my cleanup job and doing all that meat processing is some no-bake cookies. I was wanting something sweet after all that, and there's nothing like a cold glass of milk and a sweet treat. And Jack made them extra big and crumbly for us. So I hope this video encourages you to process your own beef, fill your freezer, and do the things you need to do for food security. It couldn't have come at a better time for us because that bull was getting to be a problem. We went ahead, our reward, a batch of no-bake cookies, and I'm gonna sit back and relax and enjoy this with a cup of coffee or a glass of milk from my own farm. We've got this food security, and like I said, couldn't have come at a better time. Jack just saw when he signed into AOL earlier today about a ground beef food safety recall, and locally, Herb Brooks is an egg production facility that supplies to our local Meijer stores in the entire state of Michigan, and they had to call a lot of their flock. So egg prices are gonna go up. We've got plenty of eggs. We've got 36 chickens left, I think, and we're getting 36 eggs in a day. I'm filling that 5-gallon bucket as fast as I can, and we're storing it up. I can't not eat these cookies, everybody. I gotta go. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!